Welcome to Math Companion. So we are going to solve this system of simultaneous equation. Now I want to write it in a better way that everyone is used to seeing them. So what we have here is the square root of x plus the square root of y is equals to 10, and the fourth root of x plus the fourth root of y is equals to 4. So I'm going to put the double bracket here to show that it's a simultaneous equation. Now, this is very easy question. This is a very easy question, but it looks complicated simply because of the radical signs that we have here. Now, the easiest way to do it, we are going to do a substitution. So we are actually going to substitute this one here and that. Now we are going to say let the fourth root of x be equals to m, and the fourth root of y be equals to n. Consequently, the square root of x will therefore be equals to m squared, and that one of y will be equals to n squared. Now we are going to rewrite the equation again, now by using m and n. So for the first equation, it is going to be m squared plus n squared is equals to 10. Then in the second equation, it's going to be m plus n. It's equals to 4. Now we are going to make m the subject of the formula. So in this case, we are going to shift n to the other side of the equal sign. Now our m will be equals to 4 minus n. And therefore, we are going to use this equation here to substitute it in the first one. Now, by doing substitution, we are going to get, instead of m squared, therefore, we are going to get 4 minus n squared plus n squared is equals to 10. Now expanding 4 minus n, so 4 minus n squared is going to be equal to, so let us remember the formulas from binomial expansion, whereby we know, let us recall this, a minus b squared is equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Therefore, in this case, 4 minus n squared is therefore going to be equal to 16. It's going to be equal to 16 minus 8 n plus n squared. And then now rewriting the equations afresh, we are going to have, instead of 4 minus n squared, we are going to have 16 minus 8n plus n squared. And then we have n squared plus n squared. It's equals to 10. All right, trying to put the like terms together, we are going to find 16 minus 8n plus, so n squared plus n squared is 2n squared is equals to 10. Now we are shifting we are shifting 10 to before the equal sign. But again, let's start with 2n squared, then we come to 8n, and so on. So we're going to have 2n squared minus 8n. And then it's going to be 16 minus 10, which is equals to 6. So plus 6, it's equals to 0. Clearly, all the coefficients are even numbers, so they can be divided by 2. So we factorize the expression before the equal sign by having 2 outside the bracket. So we are going to have 2n squared minus 4n plus 3 is equals to 0. So dividing 2 throughout, we are going to find n squared minus 4n plus 3 is equals to 0. Now, this is a very simple quadratic equation. Now, we are going to look for two numbers. When we add, we get negative 4, but when we multiply, we get positive 3. So the numbers are negative 1 and negative 3. And therefore, because the leading coefficient is 1, we can simply write down the quadratic equation in factorized form as n minus 1 and n minus 3. So minus 1 and negative 3, they are actually the factors that we found above is equals to 0. So writing down the solutions, n minus 1 is equals to 0, and therefore n is equals to 1. And then we also have the second answer for n minus 3 is equals to 0. So the second solution for n is going to be equal to 3. Now, from the substitution that we have had before, we know we found that m was equals to 4 minus n. This way, we are going to make the substitution now. When we are going to make the substitution so that we find the values of m as well. So we say when n is equals to 1, our m is going to be equal to 3. And when n is equals to 3, by substituting in the equation above, by doing the substitution here, our m is equals to 1. Now let's go back to the original substitution that we had up there, whereby we said, or we did, the first substitution was simply, we said the fourth root of x, the fourth root of x was compared to n. And therefore, in the case above, we are going to say the fourth root of x will be equals to 1, and therefore our final answer for x, by simply raising to power 4 and to power 4 in each case, and our final answer here is our final answer here is going to be x is equals to 1. And then looking at the second scenario here, we are going to say, what about when the fourth root of y is equals to 3. So to power 4 on both sides, our value for y is going to be equal to 81. Now, it's very important to realize that in both scenarios, n and m, they swap. It's going to be the same thing in both scenarios. X and y will keep swapping. Therefore, we can conclude by saying the four solutions are as follows. X can be 1 and 81. Y can also be equals to, when x is 1, y is going to be 3. Uh, sorry, apologies. When x is 1, y is going to be 81. And when x is 81, y is going to be 1. And those are our final solutions. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep subscribing and hit the notification to get informed whenever we are having very interesting questions. These kind of questions, they are of the level of IGCSE and even in the advanced levels. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it here all the time in your math companion. Thank you so much.